Hello, hello, hello again. This is the 28th edition to the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with a special guest. State your name, sir.
My name's Joey Stark.
Yes.
Um,
Joey Stark of what year?
I'm a freshman.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Just a freshman?
Yeah.
And whatnot, so you just got here and everything.
Yeah, I'm a mass communications major, journalism, so pretty excited for the future.
Okay, cool. That's great. That's great. I know I met you within the Men's Achievement Center. What drew you to go to the Men's Achievement Center?
Honestly, the first thing that I really saw was they put me in a suite. But in all seriousness, I just saw they had a lot of opportunities that I could take a hold of, and they reminded me a lot of this organization I'm in back home in Greensboro, the Black Suit Initiative, and they kind of did the same program but for middle school all the way up to high school. So
Okay, that's great. Well, I mean, that's pretty good that you found some footing on campus. I know it can be hard for some people to like kind of find themselves and where to get in and where they fit in and everything. Now, some people go to Collegiate 100 or they just join a fraternity or do something on the lines of those two, and everything. So it's just, do you have plans to join any of those groups?
I'm not really sure yet. I'm kind of just looking around, sniffing out the air. But I'm a spontaneous guy, so if I see an opportunity for something like that, I'll probably just grasp on. I love new opportunities, so yeah.
All right, cool. That's wonderful. And from what the base of this episode is going to be focused on, it seems that you have a huge interest within poetry, correct?
Yeah, man. Love it. My passion.
Okay, that's great. What inspired you to go into poetry as a whole, sir?
Well, I just talked about the Black Suit Initiative, and the mentor in that organization. She invited a special guest poet to talk to us one day. This was probably the end of my freshman year of high school, and he got us to do like some poetry, and I ended up like really enjoying it, and it was really fun. So I ended up writing a bit more after he left, and I just kept writing after that, and I was like, I really enjoy this. I think I'm gonna start taking it seriously. And by my sophomore year, um, I started doing slam poetry, and I started looking into like expanding it.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. That it comes to poetry, and when it comes to like your theme of poetry as a general, like what really what topics do you feel like you touch upon like the most, really?
Honestly, it really helped me when I was depressed in high school. So I talked a lot about my depression. I was really lonely. I felt really alone. So I talked a lot about that. And then usually I'm not really an angry person. So this is where I put all my anger into. When I don't like a person, I'll write it down, and that'll be a poem. Or something that inspires me. Like I really love music, and sometimes I write about like the songs that I hear, or I write like Circles by Mac Miller. I wrote a few poems based around his album.
Okay, cool. That's actually really cool. Like Mac Miller is a really good inspiration to me too, and everything. Cause I like how like in the beginning he could be like the party rapper and everything, and just kind of just fun loving and stuff, kind of like Wiz Khalifa was.
Yeah.
But it's just like at the same time as he matured, he was more focused on like depression aspect and everything, which I found to be very compelling of him to do so. And he was still himself. It sucks that he died at such an early age and everything. Like now, I feel like maybe I haven't accomplished a whole lot because he was doing it since like he was like late teens and everything, and managed like mature up to like 26, talking about all sorts of different subject matter. So I kind of thought that was pretty dang cool and everything. Would you say Mac Miller is one of your main inspirations, or would you say like there's other people too that kind of inspire you?
I think there's other people, but Mac Miller is definitely a huge influence. I learned about him probably 2019. Well, I really learned about him 2013, but I didn't listen to him until 2019, after he passed. So it was he really became a huge inspiration because a lot of his work feels like art, and a lot of it is art. He put so much passion into it, and the music kind of crafts into almost like a painting to me. So I listen to him a lot. He's one of my favorite artists, and he's a huge inspiration for me. Um, I'm trying to think of anybody else who's a big inspiration. Childish Gambino, huge inspiration. I love that man to death. Um, I loved his project. What's it called?
Was it Camp or was it Cul-de-sac? Oh, you talking about Because the Internet?
Dude, because the internet, I read the screenplay for that thing. I watched like every interview. I love that album to death. And that album is another album that feels like pure art to me. Especially after listening to the music and reading the screenplay. It definitely made a deeper meaning for me with that album, and it definitely showed me how you can expand with your work. Like, it doesn't have to be just one thing. So now I can see albums as a whole different sort of genre. Like, I never thought that you can write a screenplay to an album and you can listen to the album as you're reading the screenplay and it goes along with it. That was crazy to me. But pure genius. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely. Childish Gambino is another influence of mine too, to a various degree because I feel like he wasn't like he was one of the few rappers, although it took like a while for him to really reach it. But he does all sorts of things. He acts and everything, and he does like screenplays and stuff of that nature. And I thought that was pretty cool to be kind of dabbling all sorts of things and whatnot. I too have interest in dabbling in all sorts of things, maybe cinematography and stuff of that nature. What really got me to, and this is before he even got to starring in Atlanta and everything, was when I know you've seen the video, Clapping for All the Wrong Reasons.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes me want to actually just shoot a movie. I don't know why. Because it's just like something about that, the whole cinematography that went into that, just, what was it, like 30 minutes long?
Yeah, it was like 30, and it was just a bunch of random, but they all correlated, a bunch of random things. And after I read the screenplay, I understood it more, but it was definitely really cool. And it definitely, I'm also thinking about getting a little bit into cinematography, so that's another. I mean, I guess really when you do poetry, it's kind of like an art that goes in so many directions. I feel like anything could really be poetry. So I feel like when you're a poet, you are art itself. Like, you create just any art, you could be so diverse in what you do. So yeah, I think cinematography, I'm really interested in photography itself. I love watching movies, and I think being a director, a producer, something like that, that would be awesome. Just really anything that has to do with the arts is really cool to me. I would say I'm an okay artist, like physically, like drawing and stuff like that. Like, I've never been that great at painting, but I've been okay at drawing. I definitely practiced at drawing a lot because my cousins, they drew like really cool, so I was like, I want to draw like them. But yeah, I think poetry itself is an art that you can basically get into everything because it's so diverse. So
Yeah, for Clapping for All the Wrong Reasons, it really made me want to go into cinematography. What I really like is just the sense of nonchalance that kind of went with it. Just like, it's not really a sense of like despair, like you have everything and your friends are all around, but you still feel like lonesome and everything. I felt like he really captured those themes very well in terms of emotions in regards to that flick and whatnot. It really inspires me to want to probably one day, like, probably doing something similar to that, maybe post it on YouTube or something. Hopefully, I need to invest into a camera or something like that. Do something, maybe something. I don't know what it is to go into like try to get into acting or whatever. But it's like it's just stuff like that. It's just really capturing the imagination without really having to do too much, really. And I feel like that's what made Atlanta so successful because he kind of captured it from that one clapping for all the wrong video. I mean, clapping for all the wrong reasons video, and pretty much carrying it into like Atlanta and everything. And I'm still waiting for the next season to come through. Did they say anything about the next season?
They said that it was in production, and that's all they said. I saw a video of them on set, but I mean, not a video, a picture. But other than that, I've heard nothing.
It's been a minute, hasn't it? Like since like I think when Atlanta first shot was it 2016 or was it like what? When did Atlanta drop? 2016, like the first season.
I'm pretty sure it was 2016, and then it was kind of consecutive, and then after COVID hit, I think it was like it's been 2 years since we've gotten Atlanta. So
Since we got the last season.
yeah, and that really ended off on a real cliffhanger. So they kind of dropped it for us. I'm really ready to see it.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Didn't Cat Williams get his first? What was his Emmy he got for that? He didn't. Cat Williams get like an award for being in that show.
I did not know he got an award for that, but I'm not surprised. I just rewatched that episode the other day, the Cat Williams episode, and that junk was so well. One, it was really funny, but it was just really good, and I think Cat Williams deserves a bit more credit than he does. I feel like a lot of black artists do, but that's crazy. That was his first Emmy.
I think so. He got an award for it. I don't know if it was an Emmy or not. I try to be a little bit more careful because I said somebody got a Grammy and everything like one time, and they didn't even get that Grammy. It was actually an Emmy that they actually won. But it's just like, I'm gonna clarify on the next episode I get on. We'll vibe again. But it's just like, yeah, man. It's a lot. It's a whole lot, man. And it's just like I really appreciate Atlanta for being what it is. And all the parts put into it, and whatnot. It's just like, yeah, man. It's a lot, man. I think it's a very, very cool show, and everything of that nature. It's like, what identifies you with people like Childish Gambino and Mac Miller? Like, besides that, is there anybody else that you identify with too?
Kendrick Lamar. I love Kendrick Lamar. He's so smart. And you ever listen to Dissect? The podcast?
Dissect the podcast?
Uh-huh.
No, I haven't. I could probably check it out. It's just like, I ain't so deep in all types of podcasts. I mostly listen to like Joe Rogan podcasts or like Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Joey Diaz has a podcast he does from time to time I like to listen to. There's like, yeah, a couple podcasts I listen to, but it's mostly those. I know I got a friend who does a podcast too. And everything. I hope we can be a little more consistent with it for sure. But it's just stuff like that,
Yeah. Well, I listen to a lot of music podcasts. So, Dissect is one of them, and they broke down the entire Damn album from Kendrick Lamar, and that whole album was like crazy how it was poetic. I hate to keep bringing this back to poetry, but that album was so poetic, man. And it was just like you could reverse the album and listen to it backwards and it would have a different messaging. It was crazy how awesome that album was. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar, I've been listening to him since Good Kid, Mad City when I was a kid. That came out probably when I was like still in elementary school, but I was bumping that before school started. So
Dead ass. Hold up. What year did the Good Kid, Mad City come? Like, it's like you can Google it if you want, cause like, damn, you were in elementary school when it came out.
I'm pretty sure I was in elementary school.
I think I was in high school when it came out. Like, whoa, hold up. Let's see. It came out 2012.
Yeah.
I was like 14. Shit, I was in high school, man. Wow. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Dang, I'm 23. Oh my gosh. Like, it's just like, because we realize, like, wow, it really came out like that long ago. And when did To Pimp a Butterfly come out? Can you look at that too?
To Pimp a Butterfly, that was 2015. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years after that. Yeah, man. And then it's
Yeah.
just like, Damn came out 2016.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And now since 2016 we've been waiting for another album, so it's like 5 years.
Make sure that's
Oh,
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I can see. Yeah, man. That shit, man. 2017, man. That was a dreadful year for me, but I
Yeah.
do. Damn was
That was
just,
a bad year for me too.
yeah. Damn, just I don't know, man. It was just something.
Yeah, that
Something
was.
about Damn, it's just like I liked how the songs went, but I felt like they were just too pop orientated. Not pop,
Yeah.
but it was too mainstream for me. Like
Oh,
I'm,
with all the heavy.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like I was more just I'm more of like a Section 80 or yeah
Oh
kind of
yeah.
guy. Like yeah, Section 80. Yo, look up Section 80. What year did Section 80 come out?
That was probably.
I know you were in elementary school when that came out.
Oh heck yeah, man! But this is my favorite Kendrick album. 2011.
2011. Okay, I turned 13. I think. Wow, that's nearly a decade ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole decade ago. Section 80 came out. Still timeless, man.
Yeah.
Very, very timeless. Yo, but it's just like, yeah, Kendrick Lamar for real. It's just there's so many layers to just how he writes and everything. It's just I aspire also to be as creative, like writing wise, as him also. Like because it's like I feel like he's influenced. I don't say he influenced my style so much as a rapper because I also got a mixtape out too. I'm not sure if I told you.
Right.
And you can look it up too. I think you just look up a Toasty ESV Ego Trip, and that's Toasty with two E's instead of and you can put the $ for the S.
Like that.
Actually, I got it. Maybe I can type it in. Toast and then. Yep, that's it right here.
Okay. I'll be sure to listen to that.
Yeah, you can actually. It's crazy how I can because I hate how they set up my name with like a miniature little T and everything instead of a big T on there. But it's like, yeah, you can pretty much. It's available on YouTube Music, iHeart, Radio, and Deezer and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, you can pretty much see the cover right here and whatnot. Right here.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, man. It's just like I think if you want to play it and whatnot. I know people listen to this just like, but yeah, it's just pretty much. I think one song I feel like that'll probably get people more into. Oh yeah, that's Columbia. Yeah. I knocked him down to take my crown. Visions are more profound, and I'm still just losing ground. I just hop up on these sounds.
This kind of feels like. The flow reminds me of what you call it. It's that rap group.
What rap group we talking?
It's got two Run the Jewels.
You really feel like it? It sounds like
Yeah.
Run the Jewels.
LP on it. It reminds me a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm easily made. Got my mind, so I'm getting the game. Tired of vanity. Oh, let's just pause this for a second. I know it's just we're mostly listening to it, but yeah, sorry for the delay and everything. It's just like I was just showing Joe a lot of my tracks from my mixtape and everything. I probably need to send it out a little bit more. I'll probably see if I can repost it on my Instagram again. But it's like yeah, I dropped it like way back April 30th and everything. It's like every time I come back and I listen to my mixtape again, I just fall more and more in love with it. Cause I'm like, wow, I really did this stuff and everything, and I ain't got no ghostwriters, nothing. Like I did it all by myself. I picked out the beats and everything. I sectioned it out, from the help of my producer. Shout out Alex made this. It was very helpful to me in my process. But it's like Ego Trip. I spoke about it in like a lot of other my I spoke about it a lot in other platforms. I mean, other episodes and everything. How it pretty much just focuses on mental health and everything of that nature. It's just like even the vibe of it kind of reflects like depression and stuff of that nature. Other songs that kind of focus on depression, shame, guilt, looking back, trying to overcome that, just trying to keep forward with a lot of this too. And it's just stuff of that nature. It's just so that's why it's like it's ego trip. It's like a mixture of like acknowledging and humbling yourself and like how you're feeling with depression and anxiety and stuff of that nature, but also tripping over the ego of just like really just pretty much just trying to restore your power again, but also then to just let it go. That's why it's like it kind of switches from like a depressing song to like a mostly like a oh yeah I'm the shit kind of song, in a different one.
Right.
So it's just stuff of that nature. So it's just all that together. And it's just like I really like the beat selection. I got hella beats on my laptop as it is, so hopefully there'll be more works, something like Ego Trip and whatnot. Hopefully I can get the funding to invest in more projects, and I can be able to like invest more into my music as a
Yeah.
whole. So it's like just stuff like that. But it's like when you poetry, I know you spoke more about how like it connects with like depression for you and everything. Would you like
Uh-huh.
to show some of like your poetry for fun?
Yeah, man. Let me see if I can find a good one for you.
Oh yeah, sure. Take your time.
All right. Mhm, mhm. Let's see.
For all just listening, he's just trying to find a good poetry, a good poetry page.
This one's
Yeah.
a pretty good one. It's called Insignificant.
Okay, that's fine.
Some days I feel insignificant. I walk my dogs up and down the street. I watch from the corner of my eye as my neighbors watch me. Like hawks eager to see their prey make a false move, I walk blank in the eyes as countless scenarios bring about significance to my existence. I see cars that hit me, police butchering me with questions about why I'm in this suburban neighborhood, the nigga with a hoodie, basketball shorts, and Nike slides getting shot down by racist white men, etc. As I walk down the street, tussling my dogs to the same areas they sniffed hundreds of times before, the dogs and I roam continuously through an endless cycle. The cycle of repetition. A cycle complete with emptiness, complete with longing for something bigger. I feel as though I should search for something bigger than myself, but my words, whilst contextual enough, will never fully grasp the meaning of something bigger than myself. I hope one day the circle may break, but for now I wither like a garden in a rose full of weeds. Like a rose in a garden full of weeds, I wither.
That's cool. Snap, 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 snap. That is great. You should probably like find another poem too if you want and everything. I'ma just before you find, I'ma just stay whatever poem I got right
Okay.
now. It's like mine is called "Untied Shoelaces." Uh huh. I keep falling down. I can't seem to stand. With tears of a clown filling the void in my hands, yet I can't seem to grasp their meaning, as they pour aimlessly off my being like the rain does upon ceilings of houses or other objects without feelings. The blood seeps through my open wounds that could never heal, thus my pain is consumed, as it becomes part of me, sewn in the quilt of my past, covering my fears and anxieties without much contrast. To cowardice from risk I should have taken, I assumed it was life, yet I was boldly mistaken. Fearing demons not showing they true faces, when all I when I what's saying that when I all I needed to do was to tie my shoelaces. Kind of messed up at the end part of that, but
Nah,
yeah, it's
you're
just stuff like
good.
that. It's like yeah, snap, snap, snap.
Yes,
It's like
sir.
what's the title of this one?
This one's called Empty Hearts. Okay. An empty heart becomes a weapon. Like a sword, it cuts deep, hurts worse, slicing through every shrew of peace with entropy, with intent to kill. No, with little intent at all. Empty hearts often hurt the owner far worse than any other target. More likely, the target is the owner and those around are innocents caught in the crossfire.
That's cool. That's good. All right. And what was the name of this again?
Empty heart.
Oh, okay, cool. A little short with it. All right, cool. I think I might have one over here. Okay, it's called As the Wind Blows. As time passes by and I get old, I try to make peace with what I can't control. Days fly by and I wonder why. I miss out on life and things to behold. Peers fly high while souls get sold. Loyalties decay as true faces show. Can't trip over it as shoelaces sewed. They tie it down while I'm in the zone. Opportunity calls, I don't pick up the phone. Too timid to follow up on what is my own. Destiny to prosper or maybe to fail. Coffin of dreams bombarded with nails. Reality struck while like lightning to sails, or maybe a knife pushed to impale right through my chest, confirming the issue is hard to attest. Unease and worry hidden in jest. Insecurities of the black man are held to address. As pride overrides, dang, it's kind of hard to read now because as pride overrides putting our guards down less. No time to be vulnerable. Either we faded or stressed. Or somewhere in the middle, if neither, I guess. Turbulence in my lifetime, in doubt I'd find rest. 10 out of 21 years spent mostly depressed. Nowadays I don't hide it, nor seek others to confide in. I just calm the mental storms until it subsided. My mind split and divided. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. As the Wind Blows. So it's like, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. What do you think you can find another poetry page? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one that's a little longer.
That's alright, just take your time. It's actually cool. This is probably a good subject matter for the episode. Like just to find a whole bunch of poetry and just say what you got to say.
Yeah, man.
I haven't written in so long. I'm about to get back into writing poetry again.
You should, man. It feels good.
Like I know I might. Oh snap! Now see, like it's been so long, and now my book's starting to rip apart. You know.
Yeah, it'd be like
it really do be like that. No, for real. Do you think you found another one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just start whenever you feel.
This one's called Chameleon Skin, and a little background. It's kind of about being yourself. Chameleon skin wraps me. I graze every color I touch, afraid to leave from my cocoon of falsities. Afraid each touch may turn me to ash with the simplest graze. I fear the sunlight and shade alike, scared to roam too far into the light and risk exposure of my true nature. Scared to remain in the shadows and risk succumbing to the dark. Most fearful are those who fear themselves above all. The world remains a pen of temptations, written in ink made from the blood of the dead. Many fall prey to chameleon skin. The greatest feat is to remain clean from the lingering dirt of an illusion facade. Love to fear and fear to love.
That's nice. That is cool. That is very, very cool. Let's see if I can find one. Okay. Okay, this one's called Sickle. It's like I haven't seen a lot of these poems in a while, so I don't even know the content of it. It's all read through.
Yeah.
I couldn't add it up if you mastered addition to pick the right path as I got bad volition. Renegade life, screw tradition, as to screw constant systems, homegrown religion. Flushes out the fake in our exorcism. Emotions seem to multiply somewhat like binary fission. Saying that I ain't the best, well, then who's asked you kissing? The game's integrity is plagued like a sinus infection. It lacks the effort minus direction as to having tendencies of predilection. Choosing others over the image and barely the talent or skills. We're giving it too much time to spread as it builds and kills. So I curve my style like a sickle, and I strike the plague like grains. Since the veins of the game is as thin as a trickle, can't be contained, so I let it be insane. Instead of be in vain, play to the point where the game needs a cane. Ain't that a crying shame? This shit should be reclaimed, like somebody done lost their great Dane. And the tag had no name, no lost signs, no nothing. Wouldn't that be something? No shit's given, everybody go, they separate ways. Just goes to show the world ain't got no place for common strays. It trickles, no, it tickles as to make me giggle. Time is running out. Someone pass me my sickle. So I was like, yeah.
That one's nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Uh,
I miss going to poetry slams. This is like the closest
Man.
poetry slam I've ever had in a while.
I'm having one October 22nd.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
You're throwing it? You already
I
got the microphones and everything?
We're trying to. Well, we got the venue. It's gonna be somewhere in Durham. I don't have the exact address yet, but we have a nice little venue. It's off campus. But it's gonna be October 22nd. So be on the lookout for that in the evening, probably around 6 or 7.
Okay.
So
I'd like to go. I haven't been to poetry slam in so long. I feel like I'm in my best element. I've been looking on Eventbrite for maybe poetry slams in the area. I probably need to pull to those too, but hey, the teacher's on.
Man. So this one, I don't even have a name for it.
That's okay.
I watched the sky burning, cinders pinching my skin. I could see the water flow change as steam arose from the lake. The clouds angrily glared back at my expression of underwhelmed glee. The angels sang like the sirens' call. Kings lost their thrones, devils urged me to take their place, but they never could clearly see what I wanted most in the world. The greed I would sin for is the touch of Aphrodite's hand. Her soft hand perfect. Chaos and affection go unanimously well together. Don't you agree?
Oh, snap. This is pretty good. I'm gonna be trying to look for poetries or poems that aren't like raps, like they're like trying to use too much curse words and everything or too much braggadocious type.
Man, mine used to, cause I started off writing rap, so mine used to rhyme and mine used to do all that, but when I started poetry slams, I had a poetry coach, and they kind of broke me out of that. They kind of expanded me a little bit. Like I started writing pretty much anything and everything, really. So I don't know when I stopped rhyming, but after that, it wasn't really the same when I started back.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of felt different. So.
Okay, well, that's crazy then. All right, this one's called Talking to Myself. I tend to be lonesome even among crowds. Faces you see on the surface ain't nothing but shrouds, hiding behind smiles to mask their true intentions, hidden into subconsciousness without a mere mention. I don't think they know what they want until it's shown. Then they betray you, left alone and disowned. At least I still got myself to speak to. I probably talk and to critique too. Wouldn't dream to make a meme of my streaks too. Wouldn't bleach what makes me me. Scent of originality, it reeks new. Some people just can't stand the scent, and so they just hold their noses. Aggression charged with envy, assimilated through osmosis, socially driven as haters strive to impose it. Invisible laws drawn a prognosis to fit in to a crowd quite hopeless. I know this, so why do I even sweat it? When deep down I find their efforts quite pathetic. It's all aesthetic. Lack of European features would push so many for strife to edit. Parts of themselves that nobody had an issue with, regardless of the amending. I want you to focus on where the issues shift. Just another problem after another, chasing your tail, trying to please others. Humiliated and scorned, now you seek for deep cover, left with nothing but self in deep slumber. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That
I'm
one.
amazed at how these. I be looking. I made a lot of these when I was like 19, maybe 20. I'm looking back like, damn, like wow, I think I had some. Anyway.
Yeah, I look back at some of my old stuff and I always feel like I'm so much better than I was. I improved so much, but you find so many gems when you look back. When I rarely do. Sometimes I need to look back more than I do, but you know. All right. Last night I had a dream. It was our last day on Earth. The sky pitch black except for the stars. I felt so light. It was as if gravity was lifting itself. This wasn't a nightmare. I was not afraid. I felt nervous but at peace, like nothing could ever matter again. The most extrapolating occurrence fell over me, sudden, as if my mortal burdens were nothing. I lifted into the sky, soul deviating from my limp body. My mind and soul felt so excuse me, y'all. My mind and soul felt so free. When I woke up, I lay there and I thought about how the entire dream transpired the whole time I was alone. I wasn't It wasn't a feeling I felt in the dream, but it felt sad as I lay there. It was the most beautiful occurrence, and it's lonely that I had no one to share it with.
Snap, 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 snap. This is some good stuff, man, right here. How much time we got? We still got about a good 24 minutes left and everything. Okay, we can probably just. You feel you got enough more for like a more half hour? Or you're just kind of just going on with whatever.
Shoot, I've got so much. I could dig into my throwaways, you know.
And just do like whatever with it,
Yeah,
basically.
I have a lot, so we can keep going as long as we need.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just keep going too myself. Um, hope this one ain't got too any curse words in it. Okay, margin / no point. When I'm in pursuit of the things in life for which I'm fiending, points in it all seem to be losing meaning. Like, what's really pushing me? How do I keep going? I'm a fallen leaf on the ground without me even knowing, flowing with the demands of the wind and wherever it's blowing. I doubt it matters if I'm lost to them since it's my time. The stands for the cost, thus I'm trapped in a loop, stagnant in life, and that seems to be the truth. Something like that, one kid who never left his stoop, always seemed like I would grasp the branch of knowledge, yet not the fruit. I had to deal with nonsense that I couldn't compute or just ain't understand. I'm lost and confused, devalued from being used, and the price ain't white, so I'm somebody's muse. Or a slice of style to bite on, and where they spit, they spite on. I don't know where niggas might spawn from when they be hating all night long. Like, please, get a hobby. With your nose all snotty, wipe it up. I'm writing full-length essays, and I ain't gotta type it up. No margins. Throw my hands, writing uglier than... Oh, dang. Sorry, I was dissing one of my friends in that one, but don't want to say all types of stuff. But anyway, but yeah, you feel like you got another one, or
Oh yeah,
kind of find one?
this one's a little shorter. Your eyes burn me like fire. I reach for your grasp, for your attention, and when you look at me, I am only mesmerized. A beautiful landscape I can't escape from. You're blazing, an uncontrollable flame I would not dare put out. I would let the world burn before I put you out, just to stare into your fiery eyes. A beauty that burns into my heart like a furnace which keeps me alive.
Oh, snap, snap, snap once again. That's really good, man. You really making me want to like go back to writing poetry. It's been
Hey,
so
man.
long, man. I'm 23, man. I could probably, because it's like if I ain't got money to like, to go into do some song, at least I can like write some poetry of how I feel. I feel like maybe that could boost my mood of just a little bit, if I'm just writing down how I'm feeling. But I always feel like I feel the same way on the daily, so I just feel like it would be like, kind of repetitive. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got one right here. It's called is it called Grimy? Let's see what it sounds like. Locked down, yet I free my mind. Vision nearsighted, can't seem to see the signs. On where to go, my moral compass may have shifted though. Impatient with results, 'cause I know I'm gifted, yo. Held back by setbacks, the world's most constricted. God stuck in moral immortal form and not shifting physics. I must admit it, I wasn't permitted to go this far. I spit it because it inhibits the lineage inhibits the lineage of my very scars. The angst and the doubts is what I'm talking about. Alliterated from words of mouth, tired of sitting up in this house, with no purpose to life besides being stuck in this couch, glued by depression. A confession proved obvious. Creative recessions, unanswered questions, plus insomnia go hand in hand with writer's block. It intertwines and interlocks with a shock to my anxiety. All's left to numb the pain is a filled glass from the nearest winery. Yet alcohol just exasperates the symptoms to make one masquerade more so as the victim. Just take time out the day to nourish your wisdom. You're gonna need it to overcome the system. Seems I made a lot of wrong turns in many intersections. In a world of pathogens, I'm more of a disinfectant. No need to bark your opinions. Please mind your indiscretions. I doubt I have time for peasants. Since I wasted my adolescence, your minds just lack the presence of intellectual essence. Damn nigga, I'm bored for not doing shit I should win an award. Stating you're the best is like saying Randy is Lord. It's unreal for comedic appeal, and I feel like you insects should be squished by my heel, cause I'm vexed in vibe since I wasted all this time behind a dream to rhyme and ignored every sign of doubt running through my mind, and I doubt you could relate, cause as far as I can say, I'm way above your state of mind. Call me Canada, and I'm the epitome of intellectual originality. Is my race and genius is my nationality. Though I'm not as competitive, maybe I need a sedative to sleep away the anxiety as if sleep was denied to me. Rolls eyes, to be honest, I'm lazy. I try to come up with new ideas, yet my mind keeps going hazy, drunk off my own sadness till it's swazy. Sometimes I feel like I amaze me. But as cliche as this phase be, how the hell did I get this far is so crazy. Dang, this is a lot more. Below the surface are aspects of me you can't see. I have a mind twice as bright as most lamps be. Though I came across as a nitwit, self-sailing dimwit that happens to also be a misfit that's fed up with this shit. The society that surrounds me often tends to ground me, but I'm used to it, so it does not tend to frown me. It's just irritating. It's not in fear of the hating or even the forsaken. I'm more worried for the opportunities, less for the taking. And sometimes I feel like I'm the cause in the making. It must be my fault for my downfall. Imagine the role reverse and I'm the one who clowns off. Instead, it's the other way around. Guess I'm the ass of my town, a worthless outcast of a clown. A neuter dog stuck in the pound. In my own head with nothing but guilt found. Within the files of my storage, corrupting my encouragement to flourish. Maybe I should just ignore it. Money can't buy you happiness, yet I hope one day I could afford it. Cause if there's one thing I know, the shit just ain't rewarded. The basement dwellers like me, with asses glued to the couch, often feeling for ass they can't have. A talented running they mouth. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I know that was long as hell, right? My bad. It's just like, I don't know. I was on something back at like age 19 or 20. I don't know what it was.
Man, that's fuel right there. That's what that is, bro. Mm-hmm. I know that feeling. Excuse me. Flames burn the rose garden, turn something beautiful into a spectacle. one which may only last minutes before the soil is tarnished and the air is unbreathable and the beauty has been blackened by mistake. Alone, mystery burdened by regret. One may pray the roses grow again. One may hope it is not ruined forever. That one's short. I have a longer one coming up.
Well, it's no problem. A poem's a poem, man. It is what it is. I'm just trying to see if I can find something to use.
A lot of mine are short like that. Let me go turn on the light.
You feel like you need to turn on the light? Or, by the way, we're in Baines, in the living room area. And it's kind of getting dark out, so... yeah, just letting y'all know. I think, what is it, like the multi-purpose room or something? I don't even know what the fuck this room is called. But, yeah, I just literally don't know what this room is actually called. Basically.
I don't even know what you would call it.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to see if I can find something. Okay, I think I got something, but I just called it random shit and then put a question mark behind the number. I don't know what. All right. I proceed to move forward and overcoming strife and obstacles that test my values in life. Feelings of despair run rife and cut deeper than any plain old knife. Wish my mindset could switch it up and toggle to where I don't strive for happiness at the end of a bottle. A figure of righteousness, though I'm far from the model. God ain't put me on this earth for the kisses and the coddles. I have no need to be cosseted. Can't say the same for these niggas. They be bitches and closeted. No, not worth the shine, not worth the time. Yet they've intertwined in my rhymes, especially since now they ain't an issue. Cause I'd scorch their asses faster than one could burn some tissues. I'm in college and I brought my typicalities to my dorm of hospitalities and try to keep informalities at a bay of factuality, and it's a living. Understanding that there's nothing given or guaranteed, my laziness is sure to recede. As age 2 agrees, cut me in half, you'll sure to find 20 rings. A young black male, not under 10 penny schemes. No pigs got me strung in a noose, nor at gunpoint trying to shoot me down like a goose. Only thing I'm guilty of is lyrical abuse, and any pathogens with lips can damn sure kiss my caboose. I keep adding more to these pages, yet my concern falls over my prime at this age, and I don't know if I could possibly go on, though equivalently in skill I could be compared to Gohan. Endless potential, but no confidence to blow on. Gotta unlock it, hands seeking hope, yet find empty pockets. The pains of disappointment couldn't be healed with ointments. Maybe I need to speak to a shrink. I'm finna schedule appointments. You talk a whole lot of shit, yet I can't seem to grasp the points. And the think I'll just mute you, cause none of y'all con artists can predict my future. I look in the mirror and say orange ain't a color that suits you. The only bars I want to be behind are made from words, and I am only going to strive for what I know I deserve. A cool, humble guy others perceive as a pervert, a nerd, and I have the nerve to fight all my demons I serve. And I'm pretty sure a piece of mind is preserved and planted to grow, seeking light to break the mold, and I already sprouted a fro. A mind with the pensive, so no need to be sensitive, bitches, cause I ain't settling for anything compensative, and that's an exclamation mark in which we can end it with, so fuck you if you are offended, bitch. Oh, damn, I was cursing on that one. I be trying to stay away from cursing because I just feel like there's so many different ways to like express yourself without having to use like curse words and shit, but it is what it is.
Hey man, I have a few that are just like chock full of them, and well, most of them don't. But you know, sometimes it's a good form of expression. But this one has a few, but this one's called Time Machine. I am engulfed in solitude, trapped in an eerie silence. We humans fear the unknown, and as the minute and hour hands on the clock on the wall flew backwards, my gut churned like I had just been shot. This mysterious machine felt almost alive, as if I stumbled into a church choir who still had God's soul still in them after a 5-hour church service. The metallic beast lurched in seemingly all directions at once, but it remained silent. And that silence continued as the machine jolted and I saw the clock hands stop moving. Nervously, I opened the door. I saw my own reflection. I saw myself 14 years old walking down Lincoln Street, my pants hanging halfway off my ass. I tried to scream, but no voice filled the air. I felt trapped in a nightmare of my own creation. The piercing feeling in my chest as I watched myself pretending to be someone else. Afraid of being himself, I wanted to entrance my little me in a warm embrace. But my feet remain planted in place. I want to tell myself that it is okay to be the nerdy nigga with glasses who loves Naruto and writing stories and dressing nice. It's okay to be nice, to be playful, to fall in love. It's okay to be yourself, because being a gangster will lead you to where your mama gave you up to go. So it's okay to be yourself, because nobody gives a fuck except you. I found myself back in the time machine. The clock hands began running rapidly forward, and as I returned to my present reality, I fell to my knees and wept. Each tear representing the heartache I once felt. Each yell representing every breakthrough. When I finished, I walked towards the door of the time machine. As I opened it and walked out, I looked back one last time, whispered, "I love you," and walked home, never looking back. That one was a little... If that sounded confusing, it was basically me going back in a time machine, back to myself in middle school. And it was kind of like me telling myself it's okay to be yourself, because I was not myself in middle school.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all go through certain stages in life and everything, like who I was in elementary school, middle school, high school. I feel like it's just three different people and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in a sense, like even in this stage right now through college, I feel like I'm like, I don't want to say like I'm the worst version of myself. I feel like I'm the wisest version of myself, but I just feel like I'm not like, like where I need to be type, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, like there's still parts of me that I really like would come back. I wish I was as outgoing as I used to be. Like, I wish I was like more confident in myself as I used to be and everything. But it's like, I feel like I'm at like a weird transitional period. It's like, where you're still trying to figure things out for your life and everything. So it's just like, I usually do things like the podcast and everything to basically just kind of like take my mind off shit. You know what I'm saying? Connect with others again and stuff of that nature. So I always try to like push on as best I can. Let's see if I can find something. See if I can find a couple right quick. We can probably do like one, maybe two more.
Okay.
All right. It's a little bit too long. Let's see. Let's see what we got. All right, let's call it blank. Why not? It's a little bit too long, but whatever. I just hope it doesn't have a whole lot of curse. Yeah, it has a lot of curse words. Whatever. Anyway, blank. My focus tends to wander. My mind goes blank over mistakes and blunders in the past I've sank. Into my memories, it's been tattooed. Guilt and regret driven me nuts and cashews. I feel like I ain't paid my debts. They've been past due. Please hold your opinions. I ain't even ask you. Also, spare me your ignorance and bullshit. You perfidious niggas too quick to pull shit, especially triggers of lies with a full twist, sewn into the reality fabrics of wool stitch. Y'all niggas' behavior is quite effeminate, driving our women to madness and crash with no settlement. It's quite a shame. Faces without names seem to speak the most shit without sounding at all sane. Y'all are crazy. The shit barely phased me, but yo, toxicity got me more fucked up than AIDS be. I'm Swayze. I can't think. My head's kind of hazy sometimes. I amaze me. How the fuck do I maintain with all the bullshit I sustained over the years? I can't complain. It's not like I'm entirely insane. At least I have half a brain to inquire the strain, for even the most joyous of us are healing from pain. All is left is the scar tissue. Sadly, can't be discarded, just recycled with more issues. Sometimes I feel as if my being was lessened to ashes and poured into an urn. What was once a body has decomposed to dust from the very content scorched and burned, blown into the wind without a wince of concern, forgotten with less a thought in memory to return. And as pieces of my beingness journeys in oblivion, bling to the surroundings as dark as obsidian, seeking a fulfillment in prime meridian, yet still plagued by an emptiness that couldn't be filled again. From junk food to spoils of the flesh, spoils that aren't as perverse, David Koresh, yet these very spoils distract me from being the best. And it's unhealthy. A matter of fact, it's toxic. Makes me nauseous to think I'd soak up something without conscience. To reach a clear mind of state, I must choose to ionate, detoxify the grime and hate, as these traits aren't mine to take. Too much a burden to persist in my bag. Not Shikamaru, but that shit is a drag. It's quite bothersome, so I'm a slam dunk on my demons like I'm Iverson. Y'all niggas take it to a 10, I take it to 76. I'm a crackhead in this bitch. Tyron Biggins in this shit. All I need rhymes and beats to get my fix. It's like crack cocaine, and you know I'm addicted. Ain't trying to kick the habit. Tailor made for the business. Though I ain't got my suit and tie, I got the game dressed out, drooped awry. Drip University, I got school supplies. Also a scholarship, who the fuck applied? It's me, TEE, spitting up all these seeds like I swallowed a watermelon fresh from the forest greens. I got more sauce than a drop of water has atoms. Jealous niggas can't even stand me, let alone even fathom. Quick to shoot niggas down from Nipsey to Malcolm, then sit in the background asking how this happened. Catchphrase of the treacherous, while the lecherous recited old lines straight from the papyrus. Dexterous individuals let forsaken in endless stress, anxiety, differing levels and varieties of angst, thirsting for new tomorrows, vitamin D up in my drink. To boost my serotonin levels yet again was the point. Elements of a worthless coward, soured and smoking a joint. Maybe I need to just face my problems head on, as to find a place for inner peace where I belong. So here I am. I again writing these songs, trying to leave something behind when I am gone. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Pretty good, right?
That was dope.
Oh,
I like that one. That was probably my favorite.
Oh, nice, nice.
All right, now I have 3 4-letter poems in a row. So I'm
That's
gonna
fine.
just.
All we gotta do is just do this for like an hour. We're getting pretty close to the hour, so it'll give us like an extra 10 minutes to close in. So, yeah.
All right. So this one's called Meaning. The pendulum swings. I watch it as time lapses around me, searching for meaning in the meaningless, trying not to feel like nothing in the process. This next one's called Silence. I like it when we don't talk. There's nothing that can go wrong. Little danger found in silence. Solace in listening to nothing at all. And the last one is called I Am Not God. I can turn puddles to oceans. I can break the sky away. I can morph mountains into pebbles. But I am still just a man.
So that's about it. That's all you got right there. Oh yeah, sure. It's pretty good. a lot of short poems and everything. I think it's pretty nice and everything. You feel like they could probably use your poems for like EOG tests or like end of grade
Oh
tests.
yeah, man. I feel like my style is kind of like short. I don't usually write like super long poems or anything like that. They're kind of short to the point. With especially with like little metaphors and stuff like that. So um, I feel like yeah, if they use my poems for like ELGs and stuff like that, that would be pretty cool. I feel like I made it right there. That's the point where you feel like you make it.
Yeah.
Niggas studying you.
Yeah, and I've been looking back at past poems now. This is the first time I looked through a lot of these poems in a long time, and I'm like, man, I really need to get back into writing poetry again or raps again for real. Cause it's like, I don't know what about me, but it's like I feel like over some years, I guess I just kind of fell out of love with the thing, you know. But it's like, you know, now that I'm reading it, I'm like, wow, I really probably had something with this, you know. And it's just like sometimes I feel like maybe I'm too old, you know. I'm 23, and like, you know, I'm still kind of young and everything, but it's like there's still a part of me that just feels like, you know, like maybe I should give this whole rap dream up and everything, or maybe I should just forget about it. And you know, it's just like I
Hey
already dropped the
man.
tape, and it's just like, you know, I just never know where to really stand on it, really.
You know, Kanye released his first track, his first like albums and stuff. He started getting some recognition by like 26, man.
Yeah.
So
And then
it's
like
never
Jay
too
Z
late.
dropped his album at 26 too, right? Like
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, yeah. So
I mean, even a modern day example, Lizzo,
Mhm.
she's 40 something and she's just now getting big, man.
What? Lizzo's 40 something?
Uh-huh. I
No
mean,
way, Lizzo's 40 something. I
let me
thought
look
maybe.
that up for
Oh,
sure,
Black
but
don't
she's
crack
a
at all. I always
quickie.
thought maybe she was like 27.
How old is Lizzo? Oh,
Oh,
she's
she's
33.
33. Okay, dang.
My bad,
Like
my bad.
33,
I
yeah,
thought
that
she
makes
was like
sense.
40, but
Your girl is not no damn 40 something.
40-year
I
old.
always want to meet Lizzo in real life because she seems really confident in herself and everything, you know?
Man, it's crazy. I'm sure people are always DMing her talking shit, man, but it's wild how cool she is and how confident she is in herself. So
And Megan Thee Stallion's like 26 right now, and it's just like, when did Megan Thee Stallion start blowing up? Like, what, 3 years ago? Or
yeah, something like that 3 years ago.
I
So
know she was here at NCCU, I think 2 years ago. You know, it's like, I think she was like
yeah,
24.
I heard about that.
Yeah, man, it's just, you know, I don't know. It's like I guess it's just like I guess it's always like a sense of self doubt and everything. You know, I always felt like in college I would do a little bit more when it came to music thing. Like, of course, I had like classes to focus on and everything like that. But I was getting hella financial aid. If I had found like Gage being my producer, a lot earlier and everything, I feel like I'd have more content out. You know, like it's just like wow, that's one of my biggest main regrets. You know, at age 18, as soon as I graduated high school, that's what I should have been focused on. It's just music, 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 music. Even if I was by myself, it didn't matter. Like I should have just focused on music. At least
Yeah,
if I would have gotten one song out like a month, like since I was 18, I'd have way more songs out now than just 12 and everything. So it's just like, you know, I'd be thinking about stuff like that. And I'd just be wondering, like, man, where will my life be and my career be if I just separated myself from like certain people, you know, if I just really focused on me and everything and just, you know, took it from there. But it's just
right.
like, you know, there's so many things that be going around, some things you can't control, some things you can. I'm at least glad that at least I got what I wanted to get out when I
Yeah,
got it. And like, you know, I still got more time to drop more music too anyway. So it's just like just stuff like that. I feel like if I had to put an age limit where I feel like, okay, maybe I need to just quit this thing, I'm gonna just probably leave it like 29, maybe 30, you know. And
yeah,
then like, you know, still keep in mind that maybe Two Chainz was still doing stuff like, you know, 30. But I feel like Two Chainz still had that persona of being like, you know, gangster rapper type stuff or like from the hood type stuff. Like for my I don't really have so much of a persona and everything. I feel like my shit will work like if I just started like at 18, you know, like
yeah,
in the whole anxious anxiety or, you know, feeling angst and everything, transitional period type things, you know, I feel like that would have been a good time for me. So it's just like, you know, it's just, you know, you think about things like that all the time and everything and where to go and what to do, but it's just like, hold on a second. Say that again. What'd you say? I think you gotta ask the people at the front office, dear. Oh, my glasses went out. Was that a man or a woman? Who was that? That was a girl, right?
that's a. I don't know.
You don't
They
even
had
know.
on a do rag, but the voice is so high. I don't know.
Okay, well, damn. I am my boss. I don't know who that was. All right, but anyway, but it's like, yeah, man, like, so, like, Joe, like, how do you feel about this whole session with the podcast so far, with, like, doing the whole, like, poetry slam and stuff like that, the podcast and everything?
Hey man, I miss performing poetry. It's been, well, I performed the other weekend, but other than that, it's been a minute, probably over a year and a half. So I miss it. I'm ready to get back into it. I'm ready to pick back up on my passion, man. And I feel like I've been slacking, so it's time to get back to work.
Nah, man, who you telling, man? I need to get back into writing songs, man. I've been so slacking for so long. I should have gotten all this stuff done before the summer ended and everything. And, see, maybe drop in the fall, and then I could focus on my main project. And I think I had to push everything back again, which is not a problem, but it's just like, hopefully I can find a good source of income or whatever so I can be able to fuel everything. But it's just like, you focus on school, and then, like, if you even slip for like a little bit and everything, your grade just drops and stuff like
Right.
that. I feel there's no excuse. I feel that at the same time, I could have just done something, maybe dedicate like a smooth hour to like writing a song or whatever. But right now, I'm just kind of focused on my podcast and probably see if I can probably get to 15 episodes. So it's like, you're episode 28, so that leaves me like 22 more episodes to do.
Okay.
So it's just like, I want to thank you again, Joey Stark and everything.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me on, man. It's an honor for real.
No, I appreciate you for even coming on and everything. I know you're a freshman, so you're just kind of just starting and everything. So it's just like, maybe you could look back at this episode years later and everything. I want to be able to keep this podcast going as best as I can. It's one of the main things that's kind of keeping me going right now. It's a podcast. Yeah. So it's just like, it's good to connect with others and everything and talk to people about things. Hopefully I can get like a third interview done today before I go to bed. Let's see. I got like 39% on my phone. I could probably squeeze in another interview today, hopefully, if there's anybody open. But I want to thank you again, and that's it for the Mental Threads podcast. We are out once again.